I'm back to bug you about Mozilla. But I don't think the conclusion's going to be what you think.
Yeah, Leo's got a hot take here. So,
well, before we get to my hot take, we got to talk about the goings on, right? Like, we haven't talked about Browser Watch for a good 3 or 4 months. So some stuff has happened. And the first one, a good one. I like it. It's awesome. It should be on the screen right now. But if it's not, click on the link in the show notes so you can see it. Mozilla got themselves a new logo. And I'm super partial to pixel art. And that's very much what this is.
It's a pixel art take on, the old logo, honestly. So,
and it's got this cute little so it's a flag, right? For those that refuse to click on links and are not watching the video,
right.
It's a flag, very just straight line up and down, and it's an M on its side, and it looks like a flag with a single pixel to represent the eye of the dinosaur, right? So before it was a red dinosaur.
Yeah.
But now it's a super simple rendition of it in the form of a flag. And it comes with an animation. So like its back grows into a J,
right.
And then it gets an equal sign and then an underscore for feet, right? For hands and feet. So it's just really cute. And then it rears its head back and yells. It's cute.
It's a nice fresh take, really, seriously, because the old red dinosaur logo has been around for quite some time.
Always looked a little derpy to me. Those teeth just made it look a little weird. I've never been in love with that dinosaur, man.
He's not the cutest guy, no. So no. I think this is cool. I think it brings it a little more modern, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, the original red guy, he's 1998. I mean, and he looks like he's right out of the 90s. So, I mean, it's a fair thing, yeah.
He sure does. They got their cool. I thought their logo that they introduced in 2017, it was just Mozilla spelled out, but the I was a colon and the L's were forward slashes to represent protocols that you would, call in the browser, right? Like HTTPS : //
Yeah,
it's
crafty.
M. Yep. Yeah, M : / A, right? Like that was clever. I thought that was super clever. It's hard to call it a logo. It's like a word mark.
Yeah.
Right?
So maybe that's another thing. It's just kind of hard to trademark that stuff.
Right. And so the little dinosaur flag, though, that is unique, and I like it. That's really cool. But that's it. That's all the good news. I'm kidding. There's a little bit more good news. But the sad thing is Mozilla.social, their federated Mastodon server, now has a death date. It will die completely on December 17th. So if you're on Mozilla Social, you need to get off.
Yeah, you got to
migrate now.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, here's my thing about this. I tried to sign up for Mozilla.social a long time ago, right? When they announced it, and it looked like it was invite only, and you had to know somebody that knew somebody that was somebody, and then they would like get you an invite. Did open registration happen and I didn't notice?
I'm not sure about that, honestly, but maybe it was a good thing that you didn't get registered.
Well, it is now.
Considering they're shutting down, yeah.
Right. But I thought it was just a special, like, for Mozilla employees and their close acquaintances. Like I thought that's what it was, because when I went looking to see how to sign up, that's what it felt like. And, once I was like, oh, I can't get on there, I just ended up on Mastodon.social, which, if you're on the Fediverse for any length of time, someone will scream at you to get off of Mastodon.social.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, give it 30 minutes, someone will tell you.
Well, I mean, I actually started on Mastodon.technology, but like the Mozilla social, that went away too. And, and it was a good instance, lots of technology-minded folks, so it was a good spot. Wasn't terrible. If you're really into the browser space, if you will, Vivaldi has a Mastodon thing that you could join up to.
Matter of fact, they were pretty quick to say on the Fediverse that it is not in any plan to shut Vivaldi.social down.
That's correct.
So they are fully committed to their Fediverse presence, and by extension, everybody on Vivaldi.social's Fediverse presence. So that's a fantastic thing.
That's a good place.
I am saddened to hear that Mozilla.social's gone. Well, will be gone soon enough.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, there's a lot of other places to go. It is unfortunate, though.
Yeah. Many folks will say this is indicative of a larger Mozilla movement in the, Mozilla's killing stuff off, right? On purpose.
But all right. So here's my hot take on that. I don't know that that's a terrible thing if they change the focus from, some of these extraneous things and get back to business.
What is business? What is Mozilla's business?
I feel like the browser, that's the foundation of what a lot of this revolves around. I mean, I know it's about making a better, internet, if you will. That is certainly a focus, and having your own social, network, could help aid that. I'm not disputing it, but
it fell perfectly into their ethos, man.
It does seem like, but I mean, I guess if it's too much to maintain, I don't know. It's a graceful exit, I suppose. They didn't just turn it off. They gave you 6 months, almost 4 or 5 months. I don't know.
They should have given us 60 years, and then I would have been like, okay, that's long enough. The Fediverse is long dead. It was dead 30 years ago. Yet Mozilla.social is still strong.
Well, if you remember, Mastodon had a huge uptick when, some of the shenanigans were happening with, at that time, Twitter. So that's when Mastodon had a huge uptick, and I don't know that it's sustained. I still do think it's a good place to be, and it has got some steady traction now, but I don't know that it's growing like it once was. So maybe we don't need as many instances as that are out there.
Well, the people that shout about getting off of Mastodon.social would absolutely 1,000% disagree with you. They would really love to see very small instances that are flourishing. We're talking 50, 100. And by the way, Mozilla.social had maybe 260 or something. That's a rough guesstimate. I think that's about right.
That's not a lot. That's not huge.
But I think that's the perfect size for a lot of the people that are like, we don't need big instances. Yeah. It's bad for the Fediverse to have that many people on a single instance, because if one of those goes down, half of the Fediverse goes with it,
Right. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, so I mean, the small instance gang, I get it. I don't disagree with it, though. I kind of set up shop, and I don't really want to move because, But
I did that once. It wasn't terrible. It actually went pretty smooth, but I just don't want to.
I've done it as well. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, man. A bit of good news on the Firefox front for the people that are biding their time to write the message about how Mozilla should actually focus on the browser and absolutely nothing else. There are some good stuff coming. There is good stuff coming. In 130 that released September 4th, so a few weeks ago, there are quite a few things, right? Like the translation thing that they put out. You can just highlight text now and right-click on it and click Translate To.
Yep.
The number of languages, I think, is 8 right now.
And we talked about this before too, the translation stuff, it stays, on your machine. It's not farming that out to somewhere else on the internet. So that's really nice. I think the way that works is pretty slick. Yes.
So fantastic. This is stuff that doesn't exist in all of the Chromiums.
Yeah, no, exactly. Ugh. I mean, there's add-ons you can get, and there's obviously web pages you can go to do all of your translation bits. Ugh. But no, this is far better. Way better. Yep. And it actually works really, really well. I've used it on some Framasoft stuff, but a lot of it is in French, right? And they produce great stuff like PeerTube and other things. I try to keep up with what they've got going on, but it's in French, and I can't really speak that much French nor read it. So it helps a lot with that, and it does a great job with translation.
Oh, for sure. For sure. So, I mean, it's good stuff. There's definitely 1,000% development going into Firefox. I mean, and this is just mainly for those folks that are like, Firefox is dead. Why aren't you just focusing on Firefox? They are. Seriously, look, there's release notes every time. Every time the release notes has new stuff.
Yep.
And then, so like, there's definitely new stuff, but then the new stuff says the phrase AI, and then everybody's on a different tangent about why Firefox is on fire. So, so there's an AI chatbot feature that you can turn on, right? And
yeah, but most of the browsers have that. So what's the difference?
Well, extremely true. I mean, Google's got Gemini. Bing has got what is it? Edge has got Bing Chat. What is that one? Is it called? It's just Bing now, isn't it?
Copilot?
Is it Copilot in the browser? I thought it was like, I thought you were actually talking to Bing.
Yeah, maybe. It's not Cortana. Is Bing a thing? I can tell you that. They should have kept that
Not
name.
anymore. They should have kept that name. I mean, but I played Halo when I was younger.
I know,
so
me too.
I'm partial to it.
Yeah. I like to pretend I'm the Master Chief. Anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. One day in space. But AI chatbot feature, man. Like, okay, I get it. Not everybody wants an AI chatbot feature, which is why you have to go enable it.
Right.
It's not just on. You got to go enable the thing if you want the thing, right? So
they're a little more open about it than others, so that's kind of nice.
And then Linux specific, right? All of the operating systems, Windows and I say all of them, right? Windows and Mac have this thing called overscroll animations, which is whenever you like two-finger scroll all the way down to the bottom of an article and you scroll some more, the page kind of springs up a little bit and then falls back into place.
Yeah.
Rubber bands.
Yep.
Now Linux gets that too. I know this is not a feature that just absolutely everybody was clamoring for. It's a bit disorienting if you're not expecting it, but it's something that puts it on parity, on the same footing as Firefox and every other platform.
And I think that's important, having parity on all the platforms. That's a pretty big deal. Yeah.
Right. Honestly, it's disorienting for me to not have it because I use Mac and Windows in equal measure outside of the Linux usage that I have, right? Which is still all the time. I'm on computers too often.
Yeah.
Right. But so it's disorienting for me in the other direction, right? So I like that kind of, and these are not. Before we were starting this up, I was saying, these are not easy features to implement. They might seem easy, but I mean, there's a team of people that are developing and testing and putting this through testing to actually get it out to the millions of people that use Firefox on the daily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That takes time and effort. I don't know how much faster you can possibly go. I've read the Mythical Man Month. You can't just...
That's it. You can't just throw people at it. Yeah, that doesn't work.
And make it go faster. That is not how development works.
There's diminishing returns on all of that, right?
Exactly. So, I mean... I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see what a lot of those folks see when they see Firefox. I mean, okay, maybe it's going in the wrong direction, according to some. But
is the quality of the product the reason for the change in market share or lack of change in market share? I don't think so. Right? I think the quality of the product is still pretty great.
Firefox lost. They lost that browser war years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago. And the real hot take about all of this is they will never, no matter what they do, no matter how many of the feature requests get implemented that people submit, that, if someone had a magic wand and were able to wave that magic wand and make Firefox exactly what everybody wanted, they would still have lost the war, and that will never, it will not come back. I talk to people from all walks of life, man. Software developers, students, and everybody in between. And they tell me they just use Chrome. Not for some social reason, not for, because, Chrome has the most amount of features, or Chrome integrates in with this, or Chrome runs this website. It's because they don't care.
Yeah.
Chrome won when Google started hawking Chrome.
Yeah, and everybody uses Google, that's for sure.
Exactly, and so it was upgrade your browser to Chrome. And then they clicked it, and they got Chrome, and now they're on Chrome, and now they'll always be on Chrome. Just because Chrome is what they know.
Yeah.
And there is no amount of features, no amount of development that Mozilla or Firefox specifically could do to change that.
But I'm not giving up on it, and I don't think they should either. I really appreciate what they do produce, and there's some things that technical things that I have as a takeaway that are my reasoning to continue. I think the biggest things are, well, with Manifest v3 like getting shoved down our throat over there, uBlock Origin still continues to work just fantastic over here in Firefox land.
Right, exactly.
And that is one of the top reasons why I use Firefox.
And one of the things about that is that, have you seen the numbers? A very small contingent of Chrome users use any add-on whatsoever.
Yeah.
Right? So they're used to ads. This is not a thing that they do. Oh man, like for me, surfing the web without an ad blocker feels gross.
Some of the ads I can deal with. That's just fine. I don't mind supporting things. I think the ones that get me are the intrusive ones.
When you go to a news site and it just starts blaring at you about a news article, that's not even the article that of the page that you're on.
Yeah, pop-up videos. And it's totally worse in the mobile experience. It's totally worse there because you can't get away from it. You don't have enough screen real estate to try to skirt your way around all of these
God.
things,
Have you ever tried to hit that little tiny X button and you click
easy.
the link?
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Yep.
Yeah. But, most of the people are having that general experience on the desktop or laptop or whatever, tablet as well, just because they don't use ad blockers. People don't use ad blockers.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I'm going to continue being a Firefox user because I think Firefox is the best browser on the market. Nothing compares. I know that there are some features that exist in Vivaldi or exist in Opera, like we were talking about in the last episode. But I'm keen to wait. I'm fine. Vertical tabs is coming, right?
Yeah. No, they've got some great tab features, I think, that are the things that Firefox users have been clamoring about for a long time because we see them in other browsers and say, hey, I want some of that too.
Right. And I can go get an add-on and make that a reality, but I'd like Firefox to do it right.
Yeah.
And not that the add-on doesn't do it right. I just don't want extra code, right? Give me the whole code base and bless it, and I'll use that.
Yeah, and going back to the translate, that was one of the things that was an add-on at one point, and now is integrated. The other thing is the multi-account container tab stuff. That was also an add-on too, but it's also now right there. So
good.
There's a few things that have been those extension things, and now are part of the browser, and I'm anxiously, awaiting some of these other tab features that they're working on.
Yeah. So browser war is lost, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop using Firefox.
It doesn't mean good things aren't coming. Yeah.
Right. I use Firefox for the same reasons that I use Linux, and I'm not going to stop using either.
Me neither. And if you love looking at our face, you can catch that on YouTube. And then you can catch all the great little video elements that Leo pops into the thing, with the little, pictures.
There's one coming.
There was a Mozilla, logo thing that just popped up a minute ago. You missed it if you weren't watching on YouTube.
Scroll back, listen to the rant again.
Rewind. There it is. Anyway, so YouTube's the place for that. If you love the history bits that we do, we got one coming up right here real soon.
That's right.
That'll show up on Tilvids, which is an edutainment PeerTube instance. And, somebody asked about, hey, the latest episode wasn't there. No, we don't do the whole episodes over there. We try to be somewhat respectful for the amount of space that we, get for free, and try not to put too much of a load on servers and all of that we don't have control of. Maybe
I did the math the other day. I think our videos, we'd end up with something like 150 or 200 gigabytes of output. And raw output,
right?
Like the raw output of what we record and stuff is much bigger than that. But the actual output that we place everywhere comes out to something like that much a season.
Yeah.
So that much a year, I guess. And man, just hosting that ourselves is an exorbitant amount of money.
It could be.
Yeah. Try to be respectful of
exactly.
Tilvid's what they're freely giving us,
right.
And they don't have to by any stretch at all.
We really appreciate their support. We really do. So
for sure. So go scroll over on Tilvid's if you haven't. Check it out. There's some good stuff over there.
Yep. So that breaks down into just the history bits, and we publish those over there. So if you just want to get the boiled down history bits, that's over there. And obviously, if you love us a lot, then you can give us $1 or $2, and you can do that at Patreon.
That's right.
All the links in linuxuserspace.show.